not presume your business. Please, please, sit down, sit down.
Well, I
Have some
understand.
coffee here.
I understand that as a professional courtesy, I will enjoy your confidence so that no one else would speak about this.
Absolutely. Just between you and me.
Well, so the how to phrase this exactly? It's not so much we're looking for a mine, so much as we're looking for a mass demolition to proceed of some underground complexes beneath the Willow Springs Park. We're seeking to acquire this and then demolish it as quickly and rapidly as possible, preferably with one explosion or several explosions in close succession.
So, demolishing a cave complex. That's what I'm getting, right? Just to make it clear.
Yes.
Well, that ain't too hard. I mean, parts of it of any cave will collapse readily once you take out enough support around it. Making a whole thing collapse just means we gotta do some canvassing for it. We gotta check out the local topology. Make sure it's not gonna sink anyone's house or anything if anyone's out there. You said Willow Springs?
This location is in the Willow Springs Park, which means even though it is not a populated area, is the Willow Springs Park completely enclosed by the city, or is it next to the city?
It's basically just next to the city.
Okay, so on one side it's bordered by residential, by an incorporated town. We would only want to be demolishing the Willow Springs area.
Right, right, right. All right. Well, that could be a big project. So what I'm going to go ahead and suggest first is, of course, we get some surveying out there, check the whole place out. I could probably get a team ready in about a couple of weeks, and we could do a tour of the site first, just so we know where we're going to start and get a look at everything. And then afterwards, I can tell you about what I think about the possibilities of such a project. You know how big this sort of cavern system is, how large of an area you're looking to get rid of.
I'll give him the estimates based on. I mean, the only thing I would have is a commercial map of Willow Springs, so I'd have to show him that and say this area here. But it's even though this is small horizontally, it could go extremely deep vertically.
Aha.
We're
Oh,
not exactly sure how deep.
that's interesting. How'd you how'd you come across something like that?
Um, Numerous affairs among inheritance and other estates that really isn't germane to the conversation.
Hmm. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I mean, we're gonna go out there and survey it eventually, right?
This is
Well,
true, although our window of time might be limited.
oh, you need like some kind of rush job or something? What do you mean?
Speed is of the essence. There, unless this demolition can be accomplished in a certain amount of time, um, other interests may get the property if we don't show. I'm gonna lie to the guy and say, if we don't show a keen interest in removing these elements in the property, other elements may step in.
You think
You know
these
the
caves?
environmental,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Environmental Protection Act that won't be passed under 50 years.
I'll go ahead and say, why don't you go ahead and roll like will deceit here
Uh,
to just
I'd
see
be
how well that
happy.
goes over.
Yeah, deceit I think is the appropriate skill for this. Uh,
I can't think of any
wow.
modifiers, but if you can suggest one, I'll take it.
No, I can't. I mean, maybe engineering. I could anything I could think of. I don't have.
Yeah, that's the real kicker there.
He is the
Uh,
crackpot.
Also, I forgot since I upgraded my character, will is now my worst trait.
Oh no.
Well, that's one success.
All right. I mean, I guess you're worried about the structural integrity of this over the land, right?
Well,
Like if you're
since the
starting to develop it.
1920s, I would be worried about getting lawsuits from the people whose property, neighboring property, was damaged. But as opposed to the untold havoc I would wreak upon the water table and the interior structure of the earth, no one cares.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, but if you need this done faster, I can maybe try to call up some people, see if I can get some boys around, and maybe over the weekend I'll see what I can get done. I mean, I'm still gonna need your help. We'll need to go out, tour the property a little bit, just so I know where I'm going. Uh, and maybe by Monday I can get back to you. General estimate of what I think your kind of project is gonna look like.
Um,
Of course, I'll be charging you for the survey too. That is, of course, part of my time. I got my rate right here, and he's already passing a contract towards you.
I already have my checkbook out. I'm definitely willing to pay the earnest money that he is requesting to seal the business deal. I sign the contract and give him the money.
Excellent, excellent. And we got provisions in here to expand the contract to additional things whenever you're ready to set it out. But we can handle that when the time comes, you know. So pleasure doing business with you. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, I've just kind of lost my words suddenly. Oops.
It's all right. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to hearing from you soon. You have my contact information and with my answering service. Um, Originally, I had been planning to do some more inquiries with the magazine, but now that I look at all the funds of this destroying the park, that's going to put a serious drain on my resources for the time being.
Hmm.
Alas, it is for the greater good and must be done.
Ah, yes, to be young and rich and buying explosives. All right. Uh, so I'm gonna go pan over to Dante second. I think this is the best point. Dante, describe the scene leading up to what's happening here.
Well,
You're
I
at your
mean,
theater with your buddies.
I mean, I've run to my theater at this point, burst in through the doors. I see that nobody else is here except for my buddies, which are hanging around. I think that's an apropos way to describe it.
Yeah, the door was locked, boss. I mean, so we gotta wait for you.
Oh, I thought I was being coy and clever with who they are. But yeah, no, I didn't mean hanging around outside. Okay, well, I'll open it up then so that they can then get to. Imagine I'm doing air quotes here. Hanging around.
Yeah. All right. So you go inside and you hang around for a while. Uh, and I want you to make a just roll will for me, if you would.
Best
All
I can
right.
roll.
You've steeled yourself in your mind. You know exactly what you want to do and why you're here. Everyone sort of mills around a little bit, and they're just kind of playing around with what they have.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
probably watching the floor because I've seen the vision. I know.
and you're watching the floor. You're watching the exact seat that you saw. And as the sun filters in, the noon sun through the windows, time passes. The clock ticks. You wait several more minutes. Nothing nothing happens. Everyone's looking around and sort of looks at you. So we were gonna you think they can't get through the door? Did you lock that on your way in?
Just hold on. It's hold on. Just wait. Also, you're supposed to be hiding.
Oh, fine. And he just takes a curtain and just kind of pulls it over himself. I'm hiding. You wait a few more minutes. Nothing happens. How long does Dante wait?
I mean, all as long. That's the problem with asking a question like, "How long do you wait?" Because the answer is inevitably until it happens. This is the future. I've seen it. It will come to
Right.
pass.
I'll go ahead and start off with an hour passes without anything happening, and you can kind of hear just sort of light grumbling from everyone. And you can hear a couple of yawns and Uh, it's no longer really noon.
The guarantee.
What does Dante do?
Well, I mean, the guarantee that I didn't try to prevent it is the guarantee that it will happen. So, I'm at an impasse as a player now.
Dante is staring deep into his soul about what went wrong.
No, at this point, as a player, I don't know what to do because the fact that I didn't try to stop it means it should be happening. So either you're fucking me, or this is the moment I say something to do something, then it's gonna happen. So I don't know what to do now.
All right, Dante will we'll be patiently waiting another hour, we'll say then. And we'll go ahead and pass over to Zechariah, Edmund, and James heading out to Willow Springs. Let me just go ahead and pull up that beautiful Willow Springs footage here. Here we go. So, Dante, you get to go to the corner. Claudia, the three of you will drive. Who's driving?
Me.
Yeah, there you go. Edmund, as you're driving, it's getting like a little cloudier as you approach Willow Spring, and maybe a little darker. It feels like it's gonna rain, honestly. And you can actually see like a mist flowing in, and I want you to roll just some speed, some observation, and some transport.
Okay, speed, observation, transport. Getting
Yeah,
it
the
right.
fog's getting really thick suddenly. Come on, let's see it. Up. The tension, it's killing me.
He's working on it here, I think.
No, I know.
But yes, strong out of character Silent Hill vibes, except we are about, I think, at least 60 years before video games, so
Right, and really only an hour outside of town either,
Yeah.
even so. Or well, outside of the city.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's actually getting harder and harder to see in this fog. If there was something suddenly right in front of you, you might not react fast enough.
Oh dear.
And Edmund, you're turning your head as the I Spy game is like kind of winding to a close because no one can see anything anymore. And when you turn your head back, you suddenly see a truck in front of you at a full stop. Do you want to tap personality on this?
You could tap
Bef-
personality or you could re-roll that one.
you are about to crash.
Is there a way that I could try to like swerve it or no?
If you have a specialty, you can try to re-roll that one. If you have your personality, you can roll that. Otherwise, you're about to hit something that was stationary in the middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my specialty for driving. Not crash.
Avoiding collisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that really what all driving's about? So that is the D8. So let's see if we can get slightly better on that.
Actually, my transport's a D10. Should I roll that or?
No, you can only roll the.
You're re-rolling the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you re-rolled the thing that you got a 1 on, and that's the D8. So.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Oh God, why?
Oh, you're all gonna die.
Unless you want to stab
Personality?
personality.
Uh-oh. And he dropped 2.
I'm-
Hey, welcome back, Cody. Personality?
Yeah, but a
What is
D8
your personality?
determined.
You're determined not to crash this car.
If I do, it's going to be by
Yeah, we don't want to get stuck here.
screw that. I don't want to get it fired.
I
Oh,
don't
the
wanna
company
be
This
car,
is
right?
your car.
Exactly.
It's like, you did that wrong. It's a D12.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
wrong.
My keyboard's messing up. Give me a second, guys. That's why I was typing earlier.
Just fat fingering it all. I feel you.
Are you serious?
Well, we're
You
dead.
crouch dead straight in front, straight into the back of this truck and come to a complete stop. And I'm going to want everyone to soak 2 points of damage right now.
Is anybody wearing their seatbelts?
Zek is wearing
What
a rough
seatbelts?
outfit. Does
What
that give him?
seatbelts? Who's wearing their driving leathers?
As Zek is wearing a rough outfit.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. So
Hand
what,
off.
does that give me a bonus D8 to my endurance or something like that?
That is correct. For when you roll soak or do some other rough activities. So it is specifically your armor for those.
Mhm.
I'm tapping panic. Because I'm, you know what?
You ain't even rolling. You're just tapping it right now.
I just caricature,
I
right?
took 2 damage. I'm fine.
All right, Zechariah, you take it like a man. Put your arms up and you hit the dashboard, but bounce off.
Ow.
James, you'll need to tap something, and I assume you're probably also going to try tapping panic here.
Yeah, panic sign, so that's the right one.
You're a little hysterical, and so is Edmund as as the car goes careening straight into the back of this truck. And you can see a little bit of steam and smoke pop up from the front of the hood as the entire hood pops up suddenly. And
Nice.
meanwhile, on the side of the road, Edmund, you see what distracted you is actually a set of 4 people who are sitting by the side of the road. 5, actually. They're actually by a telephone pole. You don't know who 3 of them are, I think. But you don't recognize any of these people, I think. You wouldn't recognize Timothy, you wouldn't recognize Sal, and you wouldn't recognize any of Dante's friends. Only James does.
Zek would recognize Timothy.
Hey, yeah, there we go.
It's like, wait, I reckon Timothy?
Yeah.
It's
To lay out the scene for you, let me go ahead and
Just a
find
minute.
the text.
You hear me go, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
On the roadside, just before entering town even, is a small campfire with 3 people sitting at it. Carmen the gecko, Roy the monkey, and Clayton the rhino. They are listlessly raising their heads to watch the vehicle that just crashed into the other vehicle. The campfire looks like it's made out of scrap wood and doesn't seem like it should burn for very long. The 3 of them look utterly miserable. Their clothes are soaked in money, their eyes are darkened and tired. In Roy's arm is a simple brown book. And next to Clayton is an empty bottle, a syringe, and 2 very full bottles with orange liquid. You can very clearly see the sweat over the rhino's skin. Carmen seems to be the only one with any energy to get up and approach you. Beside them as well, however, you see Sal, who's leaning up against the back of the telephone pole, arms crossed, and shaking his head at you right now, honestly. He just seems normal. Timothy, meanwhile, is sitting on his suitcase nearby to Sal, watching this happen, and as you 3 tumble out of the car, he starts clapping.
Am I out of panic?
You finish catching your breath, and Carmen is the first to approach you, James, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. And she says, "Are you okay?"
I think so.
Oh gosh, you're bleeding a little bit here, and she'll rip off a little bit of her muddy sleeve and apply it to your forehead.
Uh, Thank you.
It's
Uh,
here, come on, sit
Felt
down.
better.
It's,
Like,
I
Zach
really
is,
should check.
so Zach is probably the only one here who's still thinking clearly because he actually managed to soak the damage.
Yeah, you got my arm across your chest, mama.
Sal, meanwhile, is like looking over at you and going, "Well, we gotta do something about this soon. There's just gonna be a pile up here, I think."
So, what exactly happened to you guys?
Uh, Sal will go ahead and answer first and go, "Well, if it isn't obvious, I crashed into thin air over there," he says, pointing at his truck, which has a crumpled front hood, but there's nothing in front of the truck at all.
What did you exactly crumple
Thin
into?
air, that's all I know. And he exasperately raises his arms and starts flailing them about before
Okay,
crossing them again.
Zach is just for the sake of science and investigation. He's going to very cautiously make his way up to the area where the truck cast and just kind of poke the air forward, see if he can feel anything.
Me
You,
too. Me too. Me too. Me.
the two of you start like experimentally waving your hands and approaching the fog. And as you approach, you actually feel some pushback once it starts getting thicker and thicker to the point you can't see through it. And as you kind of push in, it's almost like a pillow, but the more you push in, the firmer it gets. It is
Okay.
resisting you moving forward.
That
Uh,
is extremely concerning.
Okay.
It's
Huh.
it's not good, says Carmen. Things aren't good.
I should ask what happened here.
It's the entity. It's here. It's claimed the town. It's walled it off. I don't even remember when. I just remember running.
We have to get back here. Does anyone know anything about engine repair? Like I checked the hood.
Vehicle repair. It's like we need to repair
I
the
know how
truck.
to set up a stage, but if it's a car, you got me. I mean, unless you brought a whole toolbox with you.
I got some research, and I'm used to this car breaking down, so I would assume I have some in the the trunk.
You're
'Cause
gonna disassemble your company car.
I'm gonna try to. I don't want to get.
Do you even have craft?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's right. You're also the photographer.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna help anymore, but could I inspire greatness to try and give him a bit of a bonus here?
Um, yes. Go ahead and cast your vitality first.
Okay, vitalism. I think I only need one success for a basic incite greatness.
And I'm rolling just my craft, right? Because I don't got nothing special. And might I assume, or
I would like you to roll body and craft, and if you have anything card related, you could maybe roll that.
Well,
But I don't think you do.
that's two successes, so that's enough for an incite greatness 1. So it
All
grants
right.
him one
For this
boon.
roll, go ahead and treat your body as if it were a die bigger.
die bigger guy?
You start working on it, and which one are you trying to do? What are you trying to do exactly?
Try to get the hood down first.
Oh, yeah, you can push the hood down, but the problem is what's underneath it, where it looks like a lot of stuff is kind of maybe crumpled up.
Oh, I thought you said the hood got like this lost or something. They
Oh,
said
no,
it flew
it
up.
just popped up, but the front of your car is crumpled.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna try to do that. Then I'm sorry. Thought you meant like it got crumbled and flew up.
But if you start assessing the state of the cars, both of them, of course, have had 30-mile-per-hour impacts here, or so. Dangerous, terrible speeds no one should ever go, by the way. It looks like the underframes have probably become bent, and you will need to try to bend them back into shape somehow, but you don't have the tools for it. But you're at least pretty certain that's what you would need to do here.
Okay. Do I have to have tools, or can I do brute strength? That's my assessment.
With a D8, you aren't strong enough to bend a steel beam by yourself.
Oh, right. 1920 is not plastic.
I mean, I could try some telekinesis action here, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I might end up damaging the car even more.
How about that
Well,
rhino?
well, you see what I was saying? They're busted. Can't even drive back now. Just gotta wait for someone else to come on by. The rhino, you're saying?
Yes.
You go up and check on the rhino. Clayton. He's sort of rocking in place by the fire a little bit. And
Oh, no.
he doesn't seem like he's in good shape like anyone else, but he seems in worse shape of the three.
What happened? Are you okay?
I've seen what's in there. It's just so quiet. I don't feel good. Everyone's afraid, hiding, digging in. I mean, that's good there, but it doesn't seem to be enough for them to stop them from just flying away, flying towards the center of town. I don't know how. It must be some magic it's learned. It must be figuring it out or something. I just it can simply just affect the surface with its will now. It's we can't win. We can't do it. And he starts sobbing.
I'm gonna do the whole kneel hug.
Yeah, you kneel down and give him a hug, and he's going to lean in on you, and he's a huge guy, so he's nearly smothering you with his size here as he like leans in on your shoulder and blows his nose on your sleeve.
Get.
Ah, it's terrible. It's all over again.
So is anybody actually injured?
These three don't look injured. Timothy and Sal actually look like they've come out all right, though Sal seems to be kind of holding his shoulder a little bit awkwardly.
Zach is
His
going
hand is
to
frequently on it.
Zach is going to approach Sal, and I'll make another vitalism roll here. See if I can help him out with that a little bit.
Okay, go ahead and make the roll.
That is 3 successes. That is enough for psychic surgery 3. I can restore them to health, but they become terrified.
All right. Is this what you're going to do though?
Yeah, no, I don't want to freak him out, so I think I'm going to just sort of let that spell fade.
All right, you start to reach out and go, wait a second, this is going to cause terrible, horrifying pain. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And he'll just sort of look at you, reaching your arm out and pulling it back and going, it's all right, I'll live. I'm not going to be fixing anything for a bit, but I mean, I can
Well,
walk. That's important.
It's like, first things first, if somebody else drives by, we need to figure out a way that we're going to be seen in all this fog.
Are either of the cars operable, or are we both dead cars now?
If you try them both, they definitely still start, but the feel from both of them as you kind of like will slowly move them off the road so they're not just there.
Right.
They're very wobbly.
Can I do another check to see if these can last like to the nearest or what have you, or gas
With
station?
one success, you have no idea. You're not a mechanic, you're a reporter.
I mean, Does like do we know how far the nearest gas station or place where I can make a phone call is? Zek does have
It's
wings; he can
you do
fly
know where the
off.
closest gas station is. It's about 50 more feet down the road past the fog.
Yeah, no, it's like we're not going in the fog.
I mean,
Uh,
can we pass another one
And
in our journey?
incidentally, looking up where you see the telephone pole, you see the line has actually been cut and is sort of swinging in midair.
Well, that
Well,
explains a few things.
yeah, we're good. Yeah, Dante is not gonna like that.
It's like I'm a bit more worried about our own situation at the moment.
Look at this car!
Well, I guess you're just sort of stuck here with us now. says Roy, putting on just sort of a fake nervous laugh.
We
Mhm.
can walk back. We'll hitchhike if we have to.
It's as good as ever.
It's like, are we? Or it's like, are we literally? Or it's like, are we? Is that the plan? Are we walking back to town?
Well,
Hmm.
We can't just leave everyone in there. What if what if what if says Carmen as she just sort of stumbles a little
we'll
bit over
come
her
back.
words.
We're come back. We're stopping the entity.
It's like
You
that's what we
you
came
are?
here. It's like, well,
Yes.
we came here because Dante wasn't able to reach anybody in Willow Springs, but he wasn't able to come personally. And
Well, if you're here, then take this, says Roy. He approaches you, Zechariah, and hands you the book he has. That Mr. Gray fellow, he came by and delivered this book from Miss Moon. It's instructions. I know Clayton and I can follow them, just sort of all but one of them, but well maybe we could, but I don't know.
well,
What if there's like a hunter inside and we'd have to go in and rescue someone if anyone's still there, but the town is huge and
well,
We kill him.
totems and claws and
Zach is gonna kind of like hold up his hand to kind of like, okay, okay, calm down for just a minute. Let me see what's in this book, and he's gonna flip it
all
open,
right.
and he'll probably wave James and Edmund over so they can take a look as well.
I'm
All
currently
right.
being smothered to death, so I can't.
You open up the book and this thin book is brand new but bound together with older techniques. It smells heavily of glue and alcohol. On the interior cover it reads a parting gift, RM. The book seems to be filled with a random assortment of esoteric knowledge, but without context it doesn't seem to make any sense. It labels itself very clearly where it begins instructions for carrying out its true purpose, however, including 4 rituals: invading the predator's territory, campfire respite, hope and escape reprised, and never return. So I'll leave you to mull over that for a second. As Roy is sort of excitedly going, we could we could maybe do this. You have you have a gift
So
too, right? You can do this with us, and we could take the fight to it. We could we could get rid of it, and
Zach's
and
kind of read over and be like, it's like I have power. I'm not sure if I can generate enough for the more complicated rituals though. It's like he's gonna look at the campfire and it's like I assume you've already done this campfire respite one.
all the time we know that one by heart. We thought that maybe we could go inside and start trying to see what we could do, and we could just uh set up a campfire in there. But if we did, I don't know if we could ever get back out again. And what if Oliver came by? I mean, no, I mean Dante. What if he came by? We'd have to be here. We'd have to tell him what happened.
We will come with us. You'll
Carmen will nod and say, I guess there's no sense just staying around here. We're not accomplishing anything anyway. We're just looking in and seeing people disappear.
It's like, so how many people do we have here who are true believers in magic?
Sal will like raise an eyebrow. It's like, I work for a magician. What do you think?
Uh,
Timothy will raise up his hand excited and go, I believe in magic.
It's
like-
it's like I can't believe this is how we're gonna.
All right, I'm just sorry. I'm reading some bits about rituals. Like, how many people do we have here?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the NPCs, and then you have yourself, and you have James and Edmund.
So let's see here. Sorry, I'm looking through the.
I think we need more people before we do this.
Sorry, I'm looking up rituals here.
Yeah, there are lots of choices where you can extend the time or involve more people in it to make it easier, of course. But if you could just straight up get 3, 5 successes on a roll, you just do whatever you want.
Yeah, the problem is Zechariah's academics are not that great.
It's like he dropped out of school.
Yeah. It's like I have my power, my mind, my will, and my career dice. That's 4 dice. So the max I would be able to get is 4 successes if I'm very lucky. Given if we have a let's see here. We definitely have enough for a
I will say, you do have a odd asset here that you have people with actual power who could actually do a real assist roll for
yeah.
you,
That's
as opposed to just being involved enough.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it was just a true believer, they're just involved with the ritual. That's
Mm.
all they get to do.
That's true. It's like, well, we definitely have enough for a Fête de Troyes, or Tra, or however it's pronounced, because it's like French.
Yeah,
It's like we don't quite. It's
day
like
at 3.
yeah. It's like so I would need 5 successes for a 10th circle spell. It looks like
Right, you only need to hit a 5 here,
yeah.
unless you're
Yeah.
thinking of something entirely different you want to do here.
Yeah. Let's see here. So okay, so I would need 3 successes for a Seance de Troyes. I think, if they're assisting me, we might be able to pull this. We might be able to pull off the
And
never return ritual. Although I think, don't we have to strike out at the creature first before that works?
yeah, I think if we go in and we just do what we've always done, if we find the totems, if we break the ritual, and then do whatever it was that Regina had Zamek do, I think it'll work. I think it'll be enough. I think that's what Regina has planned. That's why she gave us this book.
It's like Zach is gonna kind of look to Edmund and James and be like, "I'm not gonna ask you to go in there with me, but this isn't something I can let go. These people need my help."
But are we enough? We're missing key players.
It's like, oh wow,
What do
it's
you
like
mean, go in somewhere, says Sal. From everything these 3 are saying, it's a war zone in there. Why you want to go in there? We gotta go back to Dracogan. We gotta get the police.
I don't think the police are going to be able to help us here. This is something beyond the scope of what the police can deal with.
I don't know. They got some guns.
We're gonna need more than guns.
I know a guy with a shotgun. He just rubs the back of his head sheepishly.
If a car couldn't get
We were
through that,
planning
you
on
think
dying.
Oh, dynamite! Wait, is that why Dante was so worried this morning? Oh,
I mean,
God, what is that crazy man up to?
That's neither here nor there.
I don't know if it's dynamite. That sounds pretty here to me. Oh gosh, if he's just playing with dynamite by itself, I'm gonna be so angry. He needs to invite me.
So what's the plan here? Are we going to try and go in, or are we leaving to regroup? Because remember,
I'm in the regroup
it's like,
camp.
it's like I'm afraid that we're not going to be able to get back to town in time. And I need to duck away for like 2 seconds here. I will be right back.
Okay.
I
So you're
think we
thinking
should
it
get
heavily
more
over.
people. I'm in the camp, but let's get more people because we're missing key players.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sal,
what?
Well, yeah, because after my meeting, I would get in the car and drive out to meet everybody in Willow Springs.
Claudia, would you do me a favor and would you go ahead and roll me a speed observation in transport?
Oh my god!
Now, things may change depending on what these guys decide, but I'm just gonna hold on to that if you don't mind.
I love you, Griff.
Yeah, that's
All right.
2 successes.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that.
I thought you had a
Better
motorcycle,
than
not
us.
a car.
She's rich. She has both. She has whatever she wants.
I have observation because I'm a fox, and I
Mhm.
have transport because I'm rich.
No, I was saying I thought you had a motorcycle, not a car. That's what I was saying.
I have actually I don't have a motorcycle. I have a car and I have a moped.
Oh, maybe I'm remembering the moped then.
No, you're remembering the motorized vehicle that I pointed out. It's one of the first mopeds ever built. It's specifically a moped because you can pedal it, so it's silent, and it's small enough to fit in the car.
All right, because I think we had a conversation about Italian-built Vespas and whatnot.
We did, but the one I settled on was the 1927 vehicle, which is one of the first mopeds ever built.
While waiting on Zechariah, I'm going to go ahead and be right back myself. Don't mind me.
Yeah, the tricky part is it would have to be imported because mopeds don't appear in the U.S. until until sometime after World War II.
Right, when most of the vehicles get imported or brought back with the GIs returning from the war.
Right, the 1927 moped that I linked to is built by a motorcycle company, but no, I specifically wanted a moped because I wanted something that could silent run and small enough to fit in the boot of a car.
So, I mean, that's also where most of the motorcycles come back from Europe as well.
I'm back here. So we're still trying to figure out a plan of action here.
Well, I was
right?
telling Griffin that I was coming to rendezvous with you guys. So if you guys are stuck there for a few hours, I'll show up.
Yeah, so that'd probably be well, it's like we're stuck here either way until we decide what we're doing. So
You guys are just finding magic books.
huh? Oh yeah, all the magic books.
Wow, I like this never return spell.
I
Right,
returned.
but you have to
Is
circle in
Zechariah here?
blood.
Yeah.
There has to be a circle and blood of whatever scared it away. So if we scare something away once, we can then seal it. I like that.
Well, it's like if I'm not mistaken, Claudia and Dante have already faced off against this thing once before, right?
We would have to have. It would have to be that we drove it away. So facing off against it is not the same as driving it away.
Fair enough.
All right. So I will ask, what do Zechariah, Edmund, and James want to do? Do they want to wait, go in, or walk down the road? It seems.
Zek wants to wait for the time being.
I guess we could wait. Someone else will come down here soon.
All right. You go ahead and wait for a bit, and there's a campfire. It was starting to feel a little cold here, but when you sit next to the campfire, it feels comfortable, even safe. You might even say.
Mm-hmm.
And as you wait there for maybe half an hour to an hour, it's hard to say because you can't really see the sun here right now. You just kind of get the vague impression of where it is. Uh, a little while longer, you hear a sudden screeching as Claudia, you do a full 180, you do a 90-degree turn and stop, and your side of your car gently taps the back of the crash vehicle.
Zek is gonna look at Edmund and be like, "Claudia's driving from now on."
And Claudia steps out.
It's not that I'm a good driver, it's that I have amazing reflexes from being attacked by monsters.
So Claudia, of course, you see Carmen, Roy, and Clayton looking dirty and a little miserable. You see Timothy clapping, and you see Sal also joining in to clap. And you see, of course, James, Edmund, and Zechariah looking maybe a little bit put off that they crashed their vehicle and you didn't.
Good heavens, are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. No thanks to this knucklehead.
I will put out some road flares, which is what you're supposed to do when you have an accident like this.
Wow, you did that just like the masked hound, says Timothy,
Yes, the
holding up his
masked
comic
hound.
book.
So, right here in the back of the comic book, you can order your own road flares.
And I tell we can't enter. There's something blocking our way.
What do you mean
I
something
go to show.
blocking your way? I look, what's there?
I
Dense bank of fog that is nearly impenetrable to sight. You can only vaguely see some dark blobs behind it.
Okay, help me out, Dante. You've seen the Slime People movie, right?
The slime people?
Yep.
No, not if that's the name of the movie.
It was on Mystery Science Theater. That's the one where they have the fog that is a solid wall.
Oh God.
Okay, it's a deep pull. I was thinking you might be the only one who remembers that.
Well, I mean, I've watched
If you
all
don't,
of the
you
old
have seen
ones,
that
and I
before,
just
but
watched
yeah.
a review of all 10 seasons. Sorry, 9. That was 10. God, no, I can't
The
remember
episode
them
with
all.
Goatman. Well, I'm going to walk up to the fog. It's just fog.
You walk up to the fog, and you're just sort of striding confidently in, and you eventually feel like you just got slammed by a mattress.
And not in the good way.
Not in the good way. In fact, more in the way where you stumble back a few steps and have to like cautiously push your hand forward just to see if what happened was real, and you start to feel that same sort of pillowy pushback that becomes very firm and inflexible after an inch.
Well, this is distressing.
Yeah, I think one of these rituals might open a hole in the fog that we can get through, though.
Maybe. It's some sort of willful energy, but it's made of fog. Fog is cold moisture. I would think that if we applied enough heat to it, we might get through it. Have you tried
Like the
channeling your
light for the
magnetism against
ritual.
it?
I mean, it's like I could try and blast it with fire, but it seems like we have a ritual here that will open the door right for us.
What ritual?
Uh, he's gonna take out the spell book and hand it over to Claudia, so she can
Regina's
take a look.
spellbook?
Yeah, Regina's
Yes.
spell book.
Yeah, none of these rituals will get you through the wall.
It's it says invading the predator's territory. Let it burn as you concentrate the strongest force inside you into the light. When the ritual is complete, the whole shall be sufficient. I think it's
You're reading
referring
this
to a
differently
hole.
than I am, but I suppose we can go ahead and do this. Well, did you bring candles?
I believe it'll make a hole in the fog. I'm not 100% sure, but that is the way I am interpreting it.
I don't like this part of a prey meant to be a cage, none will leave. But let's. Do you have a candle, or do you need me to go back and get one?
I mean, I can make fire.
The
Like if
spell says it requires a candle,
yeah.
or
Or
have
a
sufficiently bright light. Oh, okay.
And
Well,
I mean, we have flares. Do you think a flare would work?
um,
Your car's headlights are on. Did you mean to leave those on when you exited the vehicle, or?
I don't drive with headlights. I'm a masked vigilante.
All right, it's instinct for you to not turn them on.
Well, I suppose a road flare would do. Let's go ahead and try this. I don't know how to read magic words or channel my internal energies. I'm afraid I don't have the right kind of mentality that's required for this.
Well, Zach will lead the ritual if other people are willing to join him here.
Uh, Carmen, Roy, and Clayton are more than willing to assist you. Timothy is willing to help too.
I don't think
Alright.
James and I can help. We really don't believe in magic.
Sal is
Alright.
going to look at all of you and go, "You guys are all insane."
Alright.
Only the insane is strength enough to prosper, and only those who prosper may judge what is sane.
Oh, well, not doing too well so far. See if my power dice can pull it out for me. Nope.
Are you sure this
Uh,
is how this is supposed to work?
It's like I'm rusty on this, okay? It's like this is my first time trying it too.
1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this
Yeah,
guy
I'm
as
gonna
the.
I'll just elbow James and say that's all they always say about magic. They're always full of excuses why it doesn't work.
No
You
kidding.
have an assist die. Go ahead and roll a d8.
Okay. There we go.
One
one
success.
That's
With
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
with the extra energy you feel coming from Roy as the monkey helps you through the ritual, what light source are you using?
Probably the
The road
flare.
flare.
Yeah, probably the
All
road
right.
flare.
As you focus on the road flare, you hold it up, and as you kind of shine it towards the fog, you can kind of see it sort of part for a second as it like slowly tries to sink back in towards place. And when you wave it a second time, it parts further, and you can see it's cutting deeper and deeper into the fog.
Well, we can go in. The question is, do we want to?
Yes, hold this. I'm gonna go ahead and try to drive the car through it.
All right.
I mean,
Are
is
you
Zach
taking the flare with you?
One person's holding the road flare in the road, and I'm going to drive slowly after them.
Alright, I guess Zach will hold the road flare and sort of lead the way here.
All right. So, James, are you going in, and Edmund?
It's like okay. So look right. I'm
That
Yes.
sounds like a tepid yes. So I'm gonna go with that. Uh, and Timothy is trying to follow you all, and Sal is trying to hold him back. Nope, no, whatever madness
Zach is
they're
gonna be
going
like,
through.
it's like, Timothy, as much as I would appreciate your help and as much as I am sure you want to help, Dante would probably murder me if I put you in any danger. So I think it's best you
But
stay
they think
behind.
they can save the town. I want to save a town. I want to be a hero.
Oh gosh.
They
Yeah.
think they can do it.
I
Timmy,
They
mean,
the
know
most
they
important.
can. And as
The most,
Timothy says that, the three of them kind of look between each other and kind of give each other an affirmative nod and seem slightly more confident now that Timothy said it out loud.
oh boy.
I agree with Timothy.
So I get to come too, right?
As
Timothy,
long as you stay
no.
behind us.
It's like I could just like feel Dante's eyes like burning holes in the back of my spine. Like
But before Timothy gets a chance to like run into the hole after you, Sal literally lifts him up underneath his arms and holds him in the air. Just go ahead and do your weird fog thingy, whatever. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. Do what you gotta do. If you can, I'll wait here in case you bring people out, and I'll keep anyone from taking your car, Claudia.
Can we just leave him in the car with the window crack open?
Oh wait, no, that's right, Claudia. You're driving your car in. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Claudia-
driving the car in.
Yeah, just
All
Claudia's
right.
driving the car in after
6
us.
people are confidently walking into the town, and one of them is driving in.
Well, you guys can ride in the car with me, but I want to make sure if we have to search, we don't know how big this is. We have to search the whole town. We might not want to do it on foot.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Yeah.
Zek is probably walking out in front of the car with the flare, seeing as he has to make sure that the fog doesn't try to push us back out.
Yeah. So, continuing, as you shine the light at the fog, and you see it begin to part, it parts not quite in wispy white clouds anymore, but in writhing black spider-like arms. Inside the town, it's like night, near completely dark, save for a few functioning lights. Dark webbing trails from building to building, leaving few gaps in the canopy as it trails down every wall and stretches out over the street. And already you can see it squirm as if sensing something has changed around it. Behind you, the wall of fog begins to reclose, and you can see a black wall of claws form up the wall that prevented you from entering in, and now will not let you leave.
Well, that's not good.
I guess in for a penny, in for a pound.
Okay, this means it's very important that you not exhaust all of your magical power, because if you do that, we might not be able to leave.
It's like I'm good. I had a good night's sleep. I'm feeling recharged.
Well, magical overcharge just once a chapter, so try
Yeah.
not to get used to that. Well, so town is completely enveloped by evil, and the spell there says that's when the hunt begins. So I assume that there is some sort of weird predator wandering around, murdering things. Did you gentlemen come heavy?
I mean, it's like I have my silver knife.
Carmen holds up a stick.
I hold up a flashlight.
Roy holds up the flare.
I hold up a camera.
Well, if we're fighting fog, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it?
Clayton will speak up and say, I don't know what it is, but I've seen people fly into the air when I peered past the veil while we were at the campfire. Whatever it is, it takes them to the air.
So basically, we're going to be walking along the ground, and then something is going to appear out of the air and snatch us away, while the rest of us just stare at the blank space where that person was in abject terror.
That would seem to be the case, he says, clearly suddenly frightened by the very idea that he's stuck here at that.
Could it be a bat?
I'm
I
guessing
don't
it's-
know.
Zek is going to look very offended at that.
From what I've seen, they reside in the center of town, and they'll spread out into town to gather more people. They've been slowly doing this for a while. I don't remember how long.
You mentioned something about totems, and
Yes.
like Zek's gonna look to Edmund and be like, "We've dealt with something like that before, haven't we?"
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you two have?
And not to this scale, but we ran into some cultists who were using these totems to seal some people in a warehouse, and we weren't able to escape until we destroyed them. Wanda helped us out with that.
He
Oh,
said,
oh
"Alright,
no!
Try to find her, but nobody wants to help.
Someone else has the entity's power, he says.
a lot of people have the entity's power.
Wait,
let's go ahead and
what?
take the car. Let's go ahead and take the car, and then stop at the first At the first residence or phone booth? Or business?
About 40 more feet down the road is in fact a gas station.
All right, let's go check it out.
You check it out, and it looks like the place is closed right now. It looks like nobody's here. However, you do notice something strange. It looks like one of the windows has been broken out. And in sort of the concrete and in the gas pumps, you can see that there's some pellets that have been stuck into it, coming from the
Pellets?
building. Yes, it
Like
looks
shotgun
like
blasts?
indeed. It looks like pellets from a shotgun shell.
Shooting gas pumps is a bad idea.
A very bad idea, yes.
From what you can tell, it probably wasn't the main target. It looks like these are strays.
Right. And the window is broken outwards, not inwards.
Right.
Well, there might be a shotgun maniac inside the gas station, so I'm going to announce my presence loudly. Hello, we're here to help.
You announce your presence, and as you step forward, you feel your foot touch something a little wet. It looks like there's a pool of liquid on the floor, a small one.
If it's
In
gasoline,
fact-
gasoline's extremely pungent.
Well, it's not gasoline. As you kind of lean down, you kind of feel it out, and you are 100% confident this is blood. A lot of it has dried up.
Dried blood. Okay, I assume the door to the place is closed. Which window is broken out?
The main front window, the one directly next to the door.
Right, which is usually a big window. Okay.
Yeah, big
I've
picture
announced
window,
my
completely
presence.
broken.
I see blood. I'm going inside.
You go inside, and the interior of this station works as a sort of mechanic shop. It looks like this area is actually sort of the I'm trying to think of like what the proper term for that would be. The front lobby of the shop.
Well,
And of course, there's a door that leads to
yeah.
the garage next to it.
You'd have the receiving area where you'd put all the convenience store items, except this is 1920, so it doesn't exist yet. And then you'd
Right,
have
so this is just the lobby then.
the shop in the back.
It's
Yeah,
a place with some
they-
chairs. It's got a gumball machine, which is incredibly fancy. Put a penny in.
They have a
Ooh.
Coke machine.
No, place isn't that fancy yet.
Really? Okay, that's kind of a bummer.
I know.
I get a gumball.
Let's go to the garage. I am looking for a refrigerator or bottles, and also people. Hello, I say. We're here to help.
You open up the garage, and it's pitch dark. But when you kind of like pass the flare in front of it, you can see that there's not a whole lot here except for tools and a small mini fridge.
Okay, point of order. I didn't bring a lit road flare into a gas station. I have a flashlight.
Okay, you have your flashlight. There we go. So you shine your flashlight around and see that then.
And where he flashes, do I see any tools that could help with the?
You see a lot of mechanical tools that are meant for automobiles. So yes, you do. It is no secret. This is an automotive repair shop.
So there's blood here, but there's no sign of people.
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna pick up the phone.
You pick up the phone and you hear a dead signal.
Well, it's 1920, so it's probably just dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. The town still has power, which is interesting. I didn't know Willow Springs. I guess Willow Springs has their own power plant. That's not an impossibility.
The three of them look between each other and kind of go, "Power plant? I don't. What would that look like?"
It would look like a place that has a lot of power. So that's a good question because you've still got electric lighting. Because you said the streetlights were still lit, right?
Huh. Oh, wait, those have to be powered from somewhere. Yeah, you're right. But where?
Well, that's a good question, but the phone lines are clearly dead.
Yeah, I told him about the. I told him about the
like,
wires.
It's like one of the wires was cut just outside of town.